So yes, I think we can start. So welcome everyone. I think we have quite a lot of participants from your side in this webinar on blockchain applications across sectors, which is organized by the Block.IS project along with the European DIGITAL SME Alliance, which is the first and largest organization representing SMEs from the digital sector in Europe. As well as with the Montenegrin IT Cluster, which is also a member of the European DIGITAL SME Alliance via the 3B ICT network. Yes, so regarding the agenda, we will start with a short introduction about the Horizon 2020 Block.IS project, and then we will dive into the topic of blockchain applications, also with presentations of different use cases. So Block.IS is a project financed by the European Commission within the Horizon 2020 framework. So I think you're already a bit familiar with the project since the IT cluster in Montenegro is also involved in the Block.IS ecosystem. So just yes, a quick overview on the project as well as on the upcoming funding opportunities for clusters and SMEs. So Block.IS is focusing on three sectors, which are agri-food, finance, and logistics, and focusing on fostering the uptake of blockchain in Europe within these three sectors. So yes, it is providing funding to SMEs. So across the project, which has a duration of 3 years, there will be more than 2.8 million funding, which are given and provided to SMEs, along with business support and mentoring and technical support. And then we have also cluster mission and cluster challenges, which I will introduce. So the cluster missions are aiming to connect SMEs and clusters across Europe and to present the Block.IS ecosystem. We have 3 upcoming cluster missions, which are the cluster mission in Milan in 2 weeks in October, which will focus on the fintech sector. We will have a cluster mission in Valencia in Spain end of October, focusing more on the agri-food sector, and 1 cluster mission in Regensburg in Bavaria, Germany in November, focusing more on the logistics sector. And then the final cluster mission will be in Brussels autumn 2021. I think it will be 25th and 26th of November. And so for each of these cluster missions, the travel and accommodation expenses are reimbursed by Block.IS to SMEs and startups that want to participate. So if you want to participate and get to know more about the agenda of each of the 3 upcoming missions, just go to this link. I will share the PowerPoint after the presentation, and apply. It's really a short application process, and then you get a chance to go to these cities and meet other SMEs and clusters across Europe. And then we also will have soon innovation challenges, which are challenges defined by external organizations to also cover other topics like the fashion and the tourism sectors, to see how we can solve problems of these sectors with blockchain solutions. And also, that's also very interesting because the top 3 SMEs that of each challenge will receive 1,000 euro as a lump sum, and then for each of these challenges, the top SME will receive an additional prize of 12,000 euros. So I think it's for 1 or 2 days of work. It's a good prize. And then I will also share the link. Application is open, but we don't have yet the final days for these challenges. If you have any question about the Block.IS project, feel free to ask in the end, because I think we have to go ahead with the agenda now, because one of the speakers needs to leave at 10:30. So yes, there will be room for questions in the end, and I think we can now go to the second presentation by Benedetto Biondi from Blockchain Italia.
Part we will be talking about application of blockchain, in a special case agri-food and logistics. First of all, I am innovation manager at Blockchain Italia, and Blockchain Italia is a software house. We develop solution with blockchain, but we also give consulting towards companies that wants to introduce these technology into their business processes. And we are between the 12th global partner of Algorand, and we develop with this technology and we invest in it. So a bit of a few words about blockchain. It can be considered as a distributed database where data can added in, can be read by everyone publicly, but they cannot be updated or deleted. At the same time, blockchain can be considered as a distributed computed thanks to the smart contracts that are running on it. Basically, every application allowed to can access to this smart contract, run the code, and have the output that the smart contract is designed to do. And it is a peer-to-peer system which can be uses API and the cryptography to work. So for this for blockchain, with this technology can be delivered as many use cases and application, but all can be resumed as three main, which are payments, notarization, and tokenization. Especially in the case of denotarization, this can be applied to any of IT process to give trust and authenticity of the data. How this works? Basically, everyone can upload into the blockchain metadata or the representation of a document, whatever, and signing it with its fingerprint, with its private key. This private key allows to give authenticity, proof of paternity to the data that the user has added to the blockchain. Obviously, this can be done through an application that uses smart contracts, not so easily. But the process, it works as this chart, and then everyone can access through the explorer in the blockchain and see this data and at what time and by who was uploaded thanks to the public key. So basically, I can do it myself, publish my public key and say this data was uploaded by me, and everyone can verify it. Very simple way. How did we use this process together with the Astorino pasta, which is a producer of pasta, to certify some of the data that were produced but suppliers, the producer, and also through the process. The problem of our client, it was to demonstrate that those data were true, or the certification were given by the auditors and so on. So this would benefit for both the users and the producer itself. As we can imagine, there are certification of quality from the supply, in the process, and the product itself. So all the parts of the supply chain has collaborated towards this project to give a full detailed trust into the final product. How this works? So basically, the producers or the supplier or the machine in the process has an output which can be data verification, and these are being uploaded thanks to an application that uses smart contract into the blockchain, giving proof of paternity, authenticity, and existence at a certain time, which is given by the timestamp, into the blockchain. So the application at the end of this process of uploading is giving back to the producer, in this case, as we see in the picture, a token which represents the verification done by him. And this can be easily read on the blockchain, just consulting the wallets, the address of the wallet of the producer. At the same time, the auditors which are doing the verification on this produced token by Astorino pasta are checking that what is being written or declared is true, and if the audit is going smooth and everything is fine, the institution is giving at the same time another token which represents the audit, which is verified. So what happened at the end is that the final user can simply access to the wallet of the producer, which can be a QR code on the package of the pasta, so very easy, and see that the producer has done this verification in this year, and that the auditor has given the token which represents the certificate towards the towards Astorino pasta. So everything is traced and trustable and simply verifiable. This is what blockchain has given to Astorino pasta, and helped towards also the relation with the consumer that easily can verify this. Otherwise, it is very difficult to show and at the same time verify that these operations were true. Everyone can write anything on the package, but to demonstrate it is a bit more complicated, and blockchain has happened to solve this problem in a simple way. In logistics, the same process can be applied in the whole process. If we think that any data towards the supply chain can be added into the blockchain and then giving the same feature that we were talking before, authenticity, timestamp, and proof of paternity of this data. And moreover, in logistics, we know that technologies such as IoT, AI is getting part into the process, giving a high-level automatization. So this make more sense to include the blockchain processes into it, because all the data that are being moved towards this industry 4.0 that uses all IT and less humans gives more trust and allows to verify that these data are trustable and cannot be edited by anyone. And so this can be added if we think of a warehouse where everything is moved with machines, and as well using QR code, RFID, any data which is scanned, and any parcel which is moved, be simply added into the blockchain process. Every step can be simply that is taking the warehouse, the supply, and everything can be tracked also by using smart contracts. This can track it and trace it in a simple way, and certifying and giving the trust that normal applications that are using it, they cannot give at this level, because again, the smart contracts are being developed to do what it is written in the code, and no one can edit. They will always run as they are built for it. That this is giving the plus of inserting blockchain in traditional system that otherwise can be easily hacked. Of course, bugs there are also in the smart contract, but if there are bugs, there are forever. If the smart contract is built in the right way, it is trust as any other system can give. So for this part, thank you. I will be back with the finance application in 10 minutes.
Thank you very much, Benedetto. It was really interesting. And I think if there are any questions, we will take them at the end of the presentations. And now we will continue with a use case presented by Emilian Nenef from recheck.io. He will present a use case for trusted data sharing and data monetization.
Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, thank you once again for the invitation. Happy to be part of this event. I'm also from the Balkans, coming from Bulgaria. So we have the closer connection to Montenegro. And Benedetto did a perfect job in order to set the stage for the showcase, for the demonstration that I will make. Recheck is a Dutch-Bulgarian company. We are usually a blockchain technology partner, and so we provide easy access to blockchain technology. So with Recheck, we have developed practical tools and software libraries that can be easily integrated in any system, in any platform. So with our tools, you can start to record transactions, to anchor data in different blockchain networks. We are blockchain agnostic. And also you can use our infrastructure components in order to share this data, to verify it, to digitally sign it. So I would like to make a brief presentation about the main capabilities of our tools, and I'll be open for follow-up questions and discussion, maybe by email, because I will need to leave in 10 minutes. Okay, so this online service that you see is currently up and running. It's live. You can see it at my.recheck.io. So this is just a user interface of the functionalities that I mentioned, the bridge or the facilitator to blockchain. In order to log into the system, you need to create your digital identity, and you can do this by installing mobile applications. I already have the application on my phone, and I just need to scan this QR code with my phone, and I will do a so-called decentralized login. So I will join this system with my identity. I'm using the identity on my phone in order to access the service. Okay, so once I'm in the online service, I can register different file, document, image, or photo, or video on the blockchain. So I just need to select a file that is locally on my computer, and I'm selecting now one of the files. This file is being encrypted with my identity, and now it is being registered on the blockchain. So we implemented this transaction in the real time, and this screenshot, you can see this one at the top here, is already registered on the blockchain. As Benedetto said, we have created a timestamp, and we have created a unique fingerprint of this data, so anyone can verify it. And here, in order to open this, again, I'll need to do the scanning of the QR in order to decrypt, to open the file. So I'm doing this now with my mobile phone. And this is the screenshot that I just registered. If I click on details, you can see the whole history of the transactions with this file, with the timestamp. And you can see that with my identity, I have registered this on the blockchain, and also I have downloaded and decrypted this file. So please pay attention that this works in a way that Recheck, as a provider of the service, cannot read this information. We cannot access, we cannot read the file, because everything is encrypted with the identity and with the private key of the user. So the user has this full control over data, and only the user is able to access the files and to share them. Also, we have this independent decentralized application for direct verification of data on the blockchain. So once you have registered this image, this file on the blockchain, you can share it with other users. So here I'm just selecting the file, I click share, and I can enter the identity of the recipient. This is the user to whom I'm sending this file. And I'm sharing. Again, in order to share this, I need to do the authentication to scan the QR. This is necessary because all transactions are implemented with the identity of the user on the mobile device. So this is already shared, and when I go to share menu, I can see that this screenshot is now being sent encrypted in a very secure way to the identity of recheck team. And when this is being accessed, there will be this date here, this timestamp that this transaction really happened. Somebody really opened the file. So there is this ultimate level of security and privacy in the way this information is shared, because only the intended, the selected recipient can access the file, and only he or she with his identity can decrypt and can open the content. And another very important thing is that we are creating evidence for each interaction with the file. So for example, here, when I click on certificate, there will be certificates with all the transactions that happened with this file. You can see that there is a certificate that it was uploaded with the timestamp. There is a certificate that it was decrypted, again with the timestamp, with the identity of the user that did this transaction. And there is another certificate that it was shared to another identity, to another user. So these are the main functionalities of our development tools, our libraries. As I told you, this is just a showcase, just a demonstration. These tools can be integrated in any platform, in any service. I'll be more than happy to contribute to any initiatives in Montenegro and at European level, providing access to blockchain tools and this infrastructure software libraries. And I'm available for follow-up communication and questions. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you very much, Emilian. It was really interesting to see real live demonstration. And I think you have to leave now, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
my apologies. I have another meeting.
Okay, no worries. I will share your email address as well as a follow-up of the webinar, so anyone can contact you. Okay, then I will.
Have a nice day.
Thank you. You too. Bye. And Benedetto, I will give you the floor again for the presentation of the fintech use case from False Finance.
Can you see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I am, as always, for Blockchain Italia, I am the CEO of Fox Finance. Fox Finance is a lending protocol. If you don't know what is it, don't worry, we will dive to it. Basically, it allows to deposit money and earn interest, and as well, someone else is borrowing this asset for paying interest. So how this starts? Decentralized finance is basically the traditional financial application that are being developed also in a decentralized way using blockchain. This ecosystem has been designed almost 2 years ago at the beginning, and in the last year we have seen an incredible growth. We passed from millions to billions, and right now we are around 180 billions. And it is a phenomenon that is growing very, very speedily. And lending protocol, what it does, deposit funds and earn interest over this deposit, and at the same time, another user who needs these funds is able to borrow it and pay interest. There are many protocols that right now exist on the blockchain. Most of them, they are on Ethereum. However, Ethereum has showed a very limited side on the price. The cost of the gas when DeFi came into the game has increased a lot because many transactions were operated, and therefore the gas has increased. So to utilize this kind of protocol, you must pay just around $50 of fee sometime, which is unfeasible for many wallets that doesn't have a lot of funds. Therefore, other markets are growing on other blockchain which have low cost of transaction. How this works? Basically, if our protocol, it works with Algorand. So in the slides, you see the example of Algo, which is the asset of Algorand. An user can deposit its crypto and receive a representative of this token. In this case, we see F-Algo. And then at the time of redeeming, he sends back this F-Algo and receive his initial assets deposited plus the accrued interest over time. The same time, another user who has an F-Algo then has done a deposit previously can lock this as a collateral and receive a loan. It makes sense to have loan in stable coin, of course, and then therefore the user is allowed to spend it as he wish. The important part is that he pays the interest over the loan and at one point is going to repay it full. If this doesn't happen, and also because there are fluctuation of the value of the collateral, since it is a crypto asset and we know that they are very fluctuating, this can be liquidated, and therefore there is another external person which is willing to pay the debts of the user to gain access to its previously deposited collateral. So why we decided to go into this process? Because even if we saw an incredible growth of DeFi and the market can look very mature because there are many lending protocols, we think that the decentralized finance in general can have a much wider audience than the actual, which is narrowed to 3 million of crypto users. But if we think that around the world there are over 1.7 billion of people that doesn't have financial services at all, and also in so many countries inflation is so high that people are simply scared to store money into their traditional financial services. And overall, it is well known that centralized financial banking system is very dissatisfactory. So the promise of this lending protocol is to give high yield, very high compared to traditional financial system without any risk. We are talking about 10% of APY, which compared to traditional banking system is very high. Sometimes you have to pay. Here you are earning without any risk. Why do we use Algorand? Thanks to its scalability, quick and predictable time of execution, and very low cost of transaction. We are talking about cents of payment by the user for using the protocol. And moreover, between the blockchain, it is very scalable and at the same time being decentralized and secure. This is a little demo of how the protocol works. Basically, the user can deposit its crypto, very simple way, earn interest by this deposit, and we see what happened on the back. Previously explained that it receives a representative of the deposit token. Therefore, the same user who has this representative of deposit token can lock it as a collateral for requesting a loan. In this case, we see a 10 USDC loan compared to a previous 10 Algo deposit. Obviously, borrowers must pay interest over time for this deposit, and those interests are used to repay the interest received by who has given the liquidity. And the difference between those two interests represents the revenue of the protocol. This revenue is also fairly shared with the community of the token of the protocol, because being decentralized, it means that we will also give the governance token to the users, and by holding this governance token, they can receive the income of the protocol. So I see this a very beautiful way of decentralization and allowing the user to gain access also to the governance and to the revenue. And what are the key elements that allows this? A trusted oracle for inserting the price on chain. The price of the coin that is going to be borrowed has to be evaluated by using an oracle. A liquidation mechanism, as previously mentioned, that avoided the loss of money in case of under collateralization of the loan position, and a parsimonious mechanism for calculating the interest accrual. And also the governance token can be used to vote or propose future modification of the protocol. This is all. Thank you very much for your attention, and if you have any question, I'm happy to answer on both sides. Also on the presentation of the previous speaker, I can answer easily on anything that you would like to know more.
Thank you very much, Benedetto. It was very interesting as well, and I think now during this last presentation, we have received lots of different insights on how blockchain works in the three Block.IS sectors of fintech, agriculture, and logistics, as well as use case on data exchange. So if there is any question, because I think it's also a very complex topic, and it's quite some jargon. So if you have any question, something that you would like to understand more, feel free to ask Benedetto.
Hello, could you hear me?
Yes.
I'm just in position to present here audience which is with me. So in our cluster, IT Cluster Montenegro, executive directors of 4 companies. So I'll just shortly present them. This is Chikom, Vladan Tabaš, Milan Marić, it's me, S&T Montenegro. Aco Radulović is Montex Electronica, and Peđa Predrag Bulajić is Winsoft, and Alexander Prelević is the president of IT Cluster Montenegro. So just in short, I'm interested from point of company and also as a member of a cluster, what could be the next steps before we go with more deep details. I suppose that all of us as a member of cluster have a different possibility, different customers, different opportunities on Montenegro market as well as the international market, because we are part of a very big international market. And what will be the next step if we go further in this material? There are 3 possible solutions that we see today. All of them are interesting from my point of view. So that is the first question. What we could make for another step and to go more deeply in this material.
So if you mean just to have more information or about the usage, so from my side, Volksfinance is being developed, is not deployed yet. It requires a lot of work, also testing, audit. It is a big project, and anyway, you can add me on LinkedIn or follow Volksfinance social to being updated. If you want to, I will be happy to back and give you more details once it's deployed or a demo, everything. About the first part, the project that I've presented has been done by consulting. It is owned by the pasta producers. But anyway, we do this as work, so happy to consult with Blockchain Italia. And what we do, you can see our brochure on the website, our expertises. Again, if you need anything else, any other information that you would like to know, just ask. I'm available for this, and it's a pleasure. We also have an authorization platform which is similar to what the other speaker has shown. It is already deployed. You are feel free to use. It's called dedit.io, and it has also the API, and it's allows to notarize data of any IT process. So feel free to try, use, get back, or if you want a demo, happy to do. Really, I am available for anything you need.
So just following this, we are open to go directly to your address by the company to company, or you suggest to go through the cluster as a collective association?
I don't mind. I don't know, Deborah, if you have any advice for this.
Okay. So
Yeah, I think yes, either you or blockchain, because as you present blockchain Italia, you will also be able to explain about the other use cases and projects.
Yeah, but we always do it. We give consulting, and as well we propose our products. Again, the notarization platform, it has the API. I can drop you a message here if you want to have a look, and then let me know. It's very accessible. I don't know why. Can you, Deborah, can you close my sharing screen, because otherwise I can't type?
Yes, 1 second. I think you have to stop the sharing yourself.
But before I haven't, maybe it's this. Yeah. Okay.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. So I can't type. This is not working. Anyway, the address is dedit.io. If you want to take a look at the API, it's docs.dedit.io. Okay. The chat is accessible here, but I cannot write them.
Okay, let's share it maybe later through the mail. We will find a way how to contact you. But there is now. If we have.
I can't hear you. It's very lagging.
Because we saw through your.
I can't hear you.
Could you hear me now?
Yeah, much
okay.
better.
If we find a possibility on our market and there is a customer and there is a particular opportunity, let's say, what will be the next step from your side? Are you in possibility to deliver solution or just consulting services and?
No. We deliver solution. We customize as well, especially the notarization platform. This is already working. We have also customized it, and we have partners around the world that are using it. So this, yes, definitely.
Yes, that's the point of interest. Then we have a directly one point stop from your side to make consulting and market analyzing and also solution delivery. That's the point.
Yeah.
So super. So let's say then we pass through that step. The next step is because we don't have enough knowledge about how to start with solution. Let's say we have a customer and that customer have clients. Do we do that clients on open market, meaning there are no costs to implement a client solution, just central solution, or how this is managed? Do you deliver server solution in Montenegro, and that's the point of usage for other customers, and they are free of license, whatever, or there is a cloud service from your point in Italy? Or how this is managed from your point of view?
Okay, it depends. When we give consulting, depends on the terms, but usually if we develop as a software house, if we develop a solution for the customer, he is the owner of this. We have our own products that we sell in what label we can customize. We are the owner, but the user is benefiting by the incomes of the platform itself, because it's like deployed and another new software dedicated to the user. But yeah, this is the way we do usually. And we are open for collaboration, especially abroad. So we don't have a point of reference on Montenegro, so this can be an opportunity of collaboration. So if you find a customer, a customer will be happy to refer with you and see whether how to establish this type of work and collaboration. It's we are open to this.
And the last question from my point is, if we are in possibility to present and try the solution, is it possible to try a trial from the Montenegro to your?
Yeah, it is. There is a free plan that you can access to by simply logging into the platform, and that's all. Also, this project that I've been presenting before about the pasta brand, it has been done by using the core API of this platform that I'm mentioning you did it. So and this is really easy to use. There is the documentation. It's also easy to apply to any IT application.
Okay. Do we have another question? So just to confirm, the clients, our clients, and the solution clients do not need any additional cost to use the service if we put this as a private cloud.
No, so basically this application that I was talking about, it's already available on the market. So there are plans to use it, or we sell it in different ways. So one way is white labeling it. So it means that we develop the same software we deploy for the customer, and it is another structure. It is customizable for the service that the customer is requesting, and this has different cost on the base of the customization and also on the usage, because the interaction with the blockchain, they have a cost on the base of the blockchain that you are using. It's more expensive. Our platform is cross-blockchain. We were using Ethereum at the beginning, but then the price were too high for simply notarizing document, and we moved towards Algorand, which the price of the transaction is cheap, but anyway, we have the price. And as well, we gives the possibility of custody of the documents to the clients, which by using AWS S3 storage, which is encrypted. So therefore, only the user has access to the file, and this has one more cost because, of course, the cloud cost. Also, we are giving the opportunity to use decentralized storage, which is APFS. I don't know how this works, but this is another application of the blockchain that is being used, and it gives the possibility to have data storage not from one provider, but split in different nodes around the world.
Okay, that's enough from my side. If I have other questions, so I will conclude for my side.
Okay, I see there is a question.
Question in the chat is.
Since the Algorand blockchain is public, is there any concern that anyone, even committing companies, see where funds money go? This is the purpose. I mean, blockchain has to be permissionless. Everyone see the transaction, the wallet balance, everything is public. Everything has to be like this. So this is the main purpose of blockchain. Otherwise, we were going to use DLTs. We use always permissionless protocol in our company. Also, the smart contracts are public, so anyone is free to copy and paste and develop their lending protocol once it is deployed. It's the beautiful and the danger of blockchain is at the same time. Please, if there are any other questions, I'm very happy to answer, no problems.
Okay, I think there are no other questions. Okay, so thank you very much. I see there's microphone
Sorry,
activated.
sorry, Deborah. This is not a question. I just want to say thank you to all to you guys from Digital SME Alliance and to Benedetto and another presenter. I forgot the name. Sorry, Emiliano. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for all your time and your sharing your knowledge with us. I hope that we are going to continue our cooperation soon, as we are part also of Block.IS and Digital SME Alliance and everything. This was just an opportunity to share the real meaning and the real strength of blockchain as it is. And grazie molto, ci vediamo a prossima occasione. Grazie.
Grazie. It has been a pleasure for me, honestly, to be part of this, and happy to be here again, and happy to help. Anything you would like to know more, anything you need, just drop a message. You have my contact. It's fine.
Yes, same for me, and I will share the recording of this webinar with you, and as well as the presentations and the email addresses.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.